Welcome to Grandpa Sees the Blinking. Please don't take anything Grandpa says as financial advice and do your own research. Hey, like and subscribe if you feel like it. Sometimes you might feel like it. Just maybe. Okay, hey, what do we got going here? You probably noticed I got SPY on here. I'm going to do engulfing candle report on SPY as well as Tesla before I get done with this live stream, if I can keep from coughing. And then tomorrow morning when I do my news report, it's going to be on, you've all heard of global warming, I assume, by now. They've been talking about it for 15, 20 years. But Grandpa doesn't believe in global warming. Grandpa believes that we're having global melting, and it's quite a story. And when I get done telling you about what's going on with Tesla and stuff in the morning, I'll tell you that story. It's a good one, and it's true. It's a true story. All Grandpa stories are true stories. Okay, I better get at this. 271.10, right at the very close, started blinking after hours. Why is this prevalent to us in Tesla? Well, what happened is this morning, 271.10 started blinking pre-market, and it brought us up from the bottom substantially up, straight up for 2-3 hours. You know, it's blinking slow, but it's blinking times 50. So, you know, that's 5,000 shares per blink. And this is at 271.10. They returned to the same number that they had pre-market. 258.70 is shorting just a tiny bit at 1 also. And I'll get through all these numbers here as quickly as I can. So places of substance, I want to cover them quick in Tesla. Places of substance are 225 and 229, 230. That's it. They're trying hard to get a place of substance in the 240, 238 area. And actually 242 to 238 they've hit pretty hard today. So they're trying there, but they haven't got near enough to call it anything even like a place of substance yet to buy it. But that was a place of substance to buy at, and it probably still is for a while yet. Okay, so what have we got going? Oh, Tesla on the sell side, on the short side of substance, still remains the same, which is 275. And that would be just a moderate place of substance. And then you have 277, 278, 279, and of course 280. 279 and 280 are just massive. They're so short there they don't even know what's going on. But the truth is, Tesla, the market makers have been buying. They're buying far more than they're selling, out away from the price point. And the real direction will be up here once they get enough of their long positions. And they've got a lot of them already, but it looks like they're going to get some more. I hope I get through this thing. Okay, so let's get Grandpa organized here. I'm going to do candles. Japanese candles are so pretty, and Grandpa does a reverse engulfing deal. That's how I read candles. Okay, I don't even know anybody that does stuff like Grandpa does it. I've watched multiple live streams and videos on guys that do engulfing candles, and I can't even figure out what they're doing. But I know what Grandpa's doing, so I'll tell you that. Okay, and it works for me. All right, 5-minute chart right now. We're just absolutely we have an indecision candle. We're running sideways. I just can't help you with it. We just got done coming down a whole bunch recently. Last time I was looking at it was a sell signal, but 15-minute moving sideways for the last hour and a half. That's what's happened here. We have an indecision candle. It's red, but it's indecision. This 270, this 271.10 up there times 50. I'm really thinking they're gonna blink that thing on and off until 8 o'clock and run this thing up $3-4 if not more before the 8 o'clock close. That's exactly what they did this morning. They took control of it with that number, shorting at the 271.10. Okay, let's see. What do we got next? The 30-minute. Oh, 30-minute. I like 30-minute candles. There again, we have a sell signal, absolute sell signal, but currently it's making pretty much an indecision candle. And there again, if this thing is just minutes from being able to turn up and give you a buy signal. So, and there again, that ties in with that 271.10 Grandpa seeing times 50. If that thing blinks a few times, it don't gotta blink much. And she will head uphill in a hurry. But going to come back down even faster tomorrow. Okay, hourly chart, candles. We absolutely have a sell signal in the hourly chart yet. There's nothing changing it. We'd have to wait to see anything different. It's a sell signal. There's no doubt about it. Okay, the 4-hour chart that Grandpa never likes to look at, but he does anyway. Let's see. Well, we had a bull flag a little while back, and then we got a sell signal off of that, and it dropped back down some, and we got a green indecision candle, and then we got a red indecision candle, and it's really basically just moving absolutely sideways in that 4-hour chart, and it's undecided. Okay. Probably because it hasn't seen that we have blinking at 271.10 times 50 in our future. Otherwise, it would know what to do, but it doesn't. So, no, Grandpa's being a wise guy. Grandpa's a wise guy. Okay, let's look at the daily chart. I love the daily chart. I just wish it would come more than once a day. You only get one candle a day. It's kind of hard, but I like it. They're very pretty. Okay, we absolutely have nothing but a sell signal in that daily chart. But the problem with the daily chart, and you got to remember this if you're ever looking at these big charts, is it can retrace $15 in the same candle. So in the same day, but right now we have a sell signal, and we've had Oh man, I don't know how many. I can't count that high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. About 8 or 9 cell signals in a row in that bus. So she's giving. And see, the thing is, we can retrace back up into the mid 250 area, and this daily candle will still be giving us a sell signal just like it did when it's at 240. So that's just the way these candles work. Okay, let's look at the weekly. Grandpa likes the weekly too. We absolutely have a sell signal in this weekly. The only thing Grandpa doesn't like about it is we're not. I would like it if we were higher up on the. Well, I don't know what you call it, but I wish we were higher up. I guess nothing would make Grandpa happy. We're pretty high up, and it is a sell signal, so it could be a bear flag, it could be whatever. There again, this thing can retrace, and the candle doesn't finish till Friday. So, although we do have a sell signal so far. We've got the reversal signal, and now we have the red candle going with it for 2 days, and we need 5 days worth. We get 5 days worth, but by then we could be down at 229. Woo! That's a place of substance. You know what I'm going to do when I get there? I'm going to buy some shares of Tesla. Yeah, I might buy a few more at 238 and 239 also. I think I'm going to. Okay, that's just Grandpa talking. Grandpa, he's always talking. Okay, now with Grandpa's skills, which are few, I am going to, be nice if I was on the right computer when I'm doing stuff. I am going to try to give you SPY. Oh, and you want to know why I'm doing SPY? There's several reasons, but SPY is an index, okay? It covers the S&P 500, okay? It sort of mirrors it very, very closely, I guess, and the S&P 500 gives you, it has bearing on Tesla, put it that way. If the S&P or SPY crashes, Tesla tends to do very badly, and vice versa. If SPY starts heading upward and is having a good day, Tesla will tend to have a good day, and vice versa. And then you also have like the QQQ, that's the NASDAQ, and they also have huge bearing on it, but Grandpa's not prepared to start talking about that this time. If I continue talking about SPY a little bit for a while, that was about what I'm going to do. And I'm not going to do the blinking in SPY. I can do the blinking in SPY, and I've looked at it a little bit, but it's just more than what Grandpa wants to handle right now. But SPY is somewhat important to Tesla, so we'll run with it a little bit here. So, what does Grandpa see? Grandpa sees that he can't get nothing adjusted at the moment. That's what Grandpa sees. Okay. Oh, hey, let me give you the high of the day in Tesla first and the low and the close. The high of the day in Tesla was 249.55. The low was 241.66. And the close was 244.12. In SPY, the high of the day was 429.82. The low was 425.02, just shortly before the close. And the SPY closed at 425.88. Yesterday it closed at 432.23, so it's come down about $7 almost in the last day. It's taken a real beating. So excuse me, Grandpa's near death. Okay, SPY, what do we got? Currently we have a price of 426.50. So she's bounced up since the close considerably. And we had a buy signal at the 5-minute, but currently we just got a sell signal in the 5-minute, and because it's a 5-minute, and 5 minutes can change in a hurry. So right now we have a sell signal in the 5-minute in SPY, and we are at 426.50. Okay, so the 15-minute, let's look at that in Grandpa's Japanese candles. Oh boy, the 15-minute one, did they ever do a wick on that candle? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. After hours on the 15-minute candle, they went up to 429.59. It's all wick. The bottom of that wick is 426.91. So anyway, 15-minute is still green, but it ain't looking real healthy. With a wick that big to the top, she don't look good to me. I can't, it's riding on a buy signal, but it looks like death warmed over for a buy signal, so we'll just leave it at that. I wouldn't buy it. Same thing in the 30. We switched over to a buy signal, albeit it's... What scares Grandpa on this thing is the massive wick, even on the 30-minute candle. It's just massive. And the body of the candle itself is just not with it. Maybe it'll come to life. It does have a buy signal. They're at least fighting. That's for sure. The hourly chart, we got the same thing. We got a massive wick to the top side. It's a mediocre buy signal at best. Truthfully, the hourly isn't even, it's not even engulfed, and it should be a red candle that's engulfed, and it's not. So it's just not any good signal of any sort in that hourly. I'd be a liar if I told you it was. In the 4-hour, we still have a sell signal in the 4-hour chart, and it's a pretty strong signal. However, this one, the 4-hour has a pretty long wick on the bottom, but it ain't nothing as big as those wicks on those other guys. But it does have a pretty long wick. Sometimes that means something, sometimes it don't. But it looks to me like this thing is going to go down, according to the 4-hour at least. On the daily, we have an absolute sell signal, nothing but, and it's strong. It is hugely strong, stronger than Tesla's down signal, I can tell you that. Yeah, I'm almost thinking this thing's going to keep coming down. On the weekly, we have an absolute beautiful cell signal, and it's even in a good location up there towards the top. I'm thinking about shorting SPY, just for the fun of it. But anyway, Grandpa's just talking. I'm a Tesla man. I don't even play with nothing besides Tesla. The only reason I look at SPY and QQQ is because it holds some relevance towards Tesla. And I love talking about Tesla because why? They're going to go right past the moon on their way to Mars. And Grandpa is very bullish long term on Tesla. I mean, this thing, we could see 5,000, 10,000. I just hope Grandpa lives long enough to see it. That's, yeah, and then if I don't, it ain't the end of the world. I know where I'm going for eternity, so. Not that I'm bragging, I'm just telling you, it's a fact. Okay, let's see. 426.45 is what they're currently trading at. It's absolutely got a strong sell signal in the weekly, but keep in mind that weekly can, in the same candle, can move $30 and just do a retracement up, and that's enough to clean a lot of people out, So it's a rough game to trade. Even the daily, let alone the weekly candle, you've got to have nerves of steel. I like trading. I like doing places of substance and waiting for them to come. That's what Grandpa likes. Right now, Grandpa is putting his chart back to Tesla where it belongs. So now I talked a little bit about SPY, and I hope it was somewhat helpful to you. I got to get on a different time frame here. Grandpa likes changing time frames. We're just moving sideways anyway. Okay, so for today, okay, in Tesla, that, last night, it just blinked the 271 10 times 50, just blinked again. But last night, it took them an hour or so after hours before they decided to start blinking it and doing their thing. And I'll sit here and I'll watch it because that's what Grandpa does. I watch blinking. There's absolutely nothing on all 10 of my screens blinking except for that 27110 times 50. They just love to show Grandpa. They love to show Grandpa what they're doing. I don't know why, but they do. I think they like Grandpa. Most people don't like Grandpa, except my grandchildren, of course. They like Grandpa. But I think they do. Most of them. There's a lot of them. It's hard to tell. I haven't asked them all lately, but they all say they do anyway. That's the main thing. It makes Grandpa happy. That really does make Grandpa happy. Okay, on the buy side today in Tesla, I'm just going to run through the numbers quick, just for the fun of it. Pre-market buying on the buy side, 230.204 pre-market. Just briefly, 238 times 2 buying, much more prevalent. They did that for quite a while. I expect to see that 238 probably tomorrow, if not pre-market. But I do think we'll see that 238, 240 times 1, 233.77 times 1. And that number was also very prevalent throughout the day. They're putting some they're putting some buys in at these numbers, some of these numbers. 235.78 times 1. Excuse me. Was also fairly prevalent. 237.03 times 1 briefly. 242.10 times 4, and they went to 7 and back to 4 and up to 7. And at one point, they literally came so close to it towards the end of the day here that it was blinking times 20 or 30, because it was within the 270 range of the price point, and you can't count that. 139.55 times 1. I guess you could count it in a way, because it didn't go there, and they did do a ton at 242.10 times 20, and even 30 they were doing. But I usually don't count them, because it's usually a wash between they're a continual battle going, but $2.70 either side of the price point. That's the thing. 139.55 times 1 on the buy side, and not for that long. Okay, on the sell side, we got, let's talk about this a little bit. 257 times 49. These bad boys, did they ever have fun? All right, so I did, if you listen to a couple of my previous live streams, Grandpa, they'd start blinking 257 times 49 or 50, right? I mean, that's 5,000 shares of blinking. They're blinking like crazy for 5 minutes, and Grandpa's going, man, I better at least tell somebody. So I get it set up. By then, it's been 10 minutes. They're still blinking. I start the live stream, and they stop. They just literally stop. And all they accomplished was, the first time they did it, they got me a 1, 2, 3. I wish I could see. 1, 2, 3, 4 green candles. And the second one, they 45 minutes later, they did it again, and they got me about 6 green candles. It actually went up more, I think, into 4 green candles. And then they did it a third time, and they just did 1 green candle and an indecision candle going up. So when they were shorting at the 257 times 50, just, minutes at a time, 10 minutes each time at best. All they were doing is holding everything in check. So otherwise, we'd be already at 225, because the bottom was falling out, and that's how they stopped it. They stopped it by doing a big number up top and kept it in one area. So it's better than having them do 10 numbers that Grandpa can't see. That 271.10 is blinking ever so slowly, and we're getting a green candle in the 5-minute chart. This thing's going to run up. If they keep playing with that number till 8 o'clock, you're looking at $3-4 by the time it closes to the upside. I'll tell you that right now, just so you're aware of it. And that's going to be it until I tell you about global melting in the morning. I'll tell you some other stuff too, but yeah, in the morning I do news. I call it pre-market news, but it hardly matters. It usually don't have much to do with anything except Grandpa's news. Okay, I'm going to get off here. I think I'm going to get off here. remember, all good things are from the Lord. God bless you, and Lord willing, I will see you in the morning. And yes, 271.10 times 50 is still periodically, very littly. We're on our second green candle in the 5-minute chart. She's going to inch upward. Unless they shut that thing down, we're going up. And they did it, like I say, they did it this morning, and they're doing it again. And this is what they do. They love to show Grandpa what they're doing because, you know why? Grandpa cares. That's why I do care. I want you to do well. Grandpa does well. I wish I would do as well as Grandma. I don't want to do that well. That'd be too much for Grandpa. Okay, God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.